Welcome to episode 5 of Switching from Windows to Linux Basics. Now, Terminal is not the sort of thing you need to get into if you're just using Linux as a desktop, but I thought I'd do a quick video going over a few commands that you will need to know if you ever did run into having to use the terminal at all in your journey of switching to Linux. So we press the show apps button in the bottom left hand corner and click on terminal, and it should load the terminal options. Right, so sometimes it can be a bit daunting. All you see is a flashing cursor or a flashing box asking you to type something in. What do you type? Doesn't give you any sort of options or anything like that. So we're just going to go over 10 options that 10 commands, sorry, that you'll definitely need to use if you are using the terminal for anything. They are very basic commands, but they'll get you through the basics, and it'll also you'll be able to navigate through the terminal, and you'll show how easy it is once you have a quick go and a play with the terminal. So we're going to start off with our first command. Our first command is ls. Right, so if you want to know what's in the current directory you're in, what files are there, what folders are there, if you type ls, it lists all your folders and doc data files and folders, sorry, what are in that current directory. So we've got, this is our home directory, so this is like your user profile for Windows. This is where we have our documents, music, pictures, downloads, and things like that. So if we can, I am going over the basics, but I'm just going to show you a few little extra commands with some of these, a few little extra options with some of these commands. So you can run ls with a, and it lists every single file in that directory. So any file that starts with a dot means they are hidden, just like in Windows you can hide files, or you can hide files if you want to, but in certain directories. You also have ls, and you can do h and a and L. So what this will do is it'll do human readable, which you'll see in a second. It lists all files, and it shows you just there, which is quite a lot of data to get into. So I'm not going to go over all the stuff on the left and right. I'm just going to go in the middle where it says 4K of files on the size of the files here. So having the H there gives us the human readable version. Having the A gives us the all, so we get to see all the hidden files, and having the L lists it all. If we did ls A and L, so sorry, A and L, yep. So you see is the file sizes they've not changed, but they're now not human readable. It's easier if you go up to see they are in human readable. So that's the ls command. One more thing you can do with ls, if you wanted to list some other location on your hard drive, you can use ls and follow by the path to where you want to list, and it will show you the list of other directories. So we could ls the actual root of the whole file system, and you will see all the files that are from the root. That's like the start of your C drive in Windows. The next command, so sorry, we'll hit clear. Well, I may as well use clear as a command as well. So we press clear in terminal, it clears what is currently what we had in the screen. You'll still have all the data above, but it just clears your screen. So that's command 2. You'll see me using that a lot. The other command we have is you can do cd, so which I just did, which if you wanted to, so if you're currently in your home directory, but say you wanted to go in your downloads, you type cd followed by downloads and then press enter, and as you see we are currently in our downloads folder. The cd command, you can go anywhere you want, so if you know the path you can do cd etc and then you're in your etc directory. So say I wanted to go back into my home folder, I would go home followed by the username and then press enter, and as you can see I'm now in my home folder. Some distributions don't tell you where you are on here on your where it says your username and the host name of the computer. So if that's the case, you need to find out where you are. You could be lost, so you could be under, if we're going to go into backup, and we can then go into, oh no, there's no data there, so we go into, as you see I'm using the cd command, data to copy. Let's try that. So there's no folders in this. So, but say we don't know where we are now. We're in a folder. We're lost on the terminal. What do? We type pwd for print working directory. We can see it outputs. It tells us exactly where we are. So we're in our home folder. Sorry, we're in the home directory under our username, under our folder, and in the data to copy directory. The shortcut to get back to your home directory if you want to is cd and tilde, but I haven't got that on this keyboard for some reason. This VM is not it's configured for a different keyboard, so I'm just going to copy that there. So you got cm and tilde. If you type that, it takes us straight back to our home directory. pwd, we're in our home directory, so no matter where you are on the terminal, if you type cd and the tilde, it'll take you straight back to your home directory. The next command is making folders. So you want to keep all your data in a structure, you want to keep it all tidy where everything is. You can create a folder by typing mkdir and then the folder name. So we'll call this Linux Shed. Now if we ls, because we've learned ls for listings, you will see we now have the Linux Shed directory. We've also learned the cd command, so we can go into the folder. And now if we do pwd, we're in the Linux Shed directory. You can also remove directories, so we'll remove that directory. We'll go back one, sorry, that's another command. Cd ... takes us back a directory. So we go back again, we'll be on the root. So we go to cd home, cd username, which is Dave, and then we're back in the home directory. So we want to remove that folder we created, which is Linux Shed. Linux Shed is rmdir followed by the folder name, and as you can see, ls, that folder is now gone. If we create the directory again, and then if we created another directory inside it, so mk, we'll go inside it because I'm not showing the options at the moment. So we created another folder called YouTube, and then as you see it's in there. Now if we went back to our home folder and we've got Linux Shed there. Now if we went to remove that directory with rmdir, it won't let us do it because there are current files or folders in that directory and you can't just delete them. You can only use the rmdir to remove empty directories, empty folders. Also, just to let you know that a lot of Linux users call them directories. Coming from a Windows background, I still call them folders, so we'll use them interchangeable. I'll say directories and folders all the time, but I just mean it's the folder or the directory. So if we wanted to remove that folder, we have to use another command called rm, which removes files and folders. If I went to remove the Linux Shed folder, it wouldn't let me again because it's a directory. So what I have to do is rm followed by recursive, which removes anything inside that folder as well, and then did Linux Shed. It's now gone. As you can see, after the ls, it's no longer there. So clear the screen for a minute. We can also remove, oh, I didn't remove a file, so rm also removes a file. So rm test.txt, ls test.txt is gone. Again, rm test1.txt, it's now gone. You can also remove more than one file. I'll just create, so we're going to, well, sorry, before I remove more than one file, there's also a command called the touch command. Type touch and then followed by, if I say text.txt, ls, I now have text.txt. You can also do more than one, so I do text1.txt space text2.txt space text3.txt, and you'll see we now have all them files. Same for removing them. You can do rm test3.txt, and you could do, say you want test1.txt gone as well. I've done text for that one, text1, and then I'm going to get rid of text.txt, and then these three files have now gone. The other option you can use is with rm, it's quite powerful and it's quite dangerous tool to use, as silly as it sounds. If we ran rm followed by the star now, that will remove, sorry, recursive and the start, that will remove everything in this current directory, which is our whole home directory. We don't want that to happen because we'll lose everything. So we won't run that command because that'll kill everything. But what you can do, if we went into, say, the SCP folder from a video I'm currently making, we can go cd scp and list that. We've got folder 1 and a file in there, and under that folder we've got other folders. So if we want to remove all that in one go, we could do rm followed by the option R, and do star, which removes everything in that current directory. Now if we ls, there's nothing in there. That shows how dangerous that rm command can be, because if we did, I think there's something that stops us now, but a while ago you could run rm followed by that, so that would basically remove every single file on your operating system, and which would kill the computer, stop the operating system from running. You'd have to reinstall or repair Linux, or find a backup and restore a backup. So we'll delete that in case we do it. The next command we're going to do is how to install software. So as long as you know what software you're looking for, it's similar to going to a website and clicking on a URL, downloading it, installing it, but doing it in the terminal, going through the repositories of Ubuntu, it's so much simpler and easier. So what we'll do is run apt install, but we need to know what we're looking for. So say, for example, we had in mind we want to install, I'm just going to install some cool tool that you can, some cool sort of fun things you can do on Linux in the terminal, something called cmatrix. So it couldn't find it. It says permission denied because I haven't run it as sudo. Sudo, you have to run everything you install as sudo because you need admin privileges. Running as sudo gives you that admin privileges. So we did the same now. It'll ask for our admin password, our root password, and as you'll see, it will install that software. I'll install another cool tool called sudo apt install. And let me just check what that tool's called again. Oh, neofetch. So if we install neofetch, it's a tool for checking what hardware you've got and checking your operating system, and it gives you a few little details. Because we put our password in a minute ago, it's just asking us, it doesn't ask us to put the password in. There's a certain period of time where it stops asking you, then it'll ask you again after a while. Saves typing the password in all the time. So this should take a few seconds to do. After we've installed this, we'll run it quickly to show you what it does, and then we'll remove it. We'll show you how to remove some software. So we installed neofetch. So if we type neofetch and press enter, it shows us a nice little sort of image as such in text, ASCII text, and it gives us on the right hand side some specs of our computer. This is running on a virtual machine, but it's quite cool there to show you how it runs. So if we want to remove that piece of software, we would do apt remove and then neofetch. So again, it's asking us now because we haven't run this command to do it as sudo apt remove neofetch, and then it removes that. Asking would we like to remove it? Yes. So we installed two programs there and removed one. The next command that you really need to know about, which most people do need to know about if they're using the terminal all the time, is how to restart or shut down the computer. Dead simple. If you want to restart the computer, all you do is type reboot, press enter, and the computer will automatically reboot. If you're not running as root or sudo, you may have to do sudo reboot, and then the computer will reboot. Same for shutting down. If you want to shut the computer down completely, you could do sudo shut down, and then that will give you 60 seconds. I'll show you now. So it's saying now that it'll close down in 60 seconds. So we want to stop that. So we do sudo shut down C, and we've stopped that. You can also shut down instantly with sudo shut down now, and what that'll do, that will shut the actual whole, that'll start shutting it down without waiting 60 seconds. So there's some of the basic commands that you should know when you're using the terminal. If you just even want to have a play with it, it's worth playing, making directories, getting rid of directories, deleting them, looking navigating through by CD and looking through all the files and locations of folders, creating directories, removing directories, installing programs, removing programs, making files with touch, and then have a play, and you'll soon get bit more knowledge and a bit more comfortable with using the terminal. So lastly I ran a program just for a bit of fun. I installed a program called cmatrix. So if I ran C matrix from the terminal. It makes us look like we're in the matrix. Dead silly little tool, but it's quite fun to play around with. If you move away from your desktop and you have that running, people will see that thinking, "Oh, what the hell's going on there?" And then there's also I'll give you one more command before we go. Actually, is the man pages, which stands for manual. So if I type man followed by the program, if we knew what the program name was on C matrix, it gives us a list of options there. So we could do a screensaver mode. So we can do -S. We can also change the color. So if I did capital C and yellow, so C matrix, capital C yellow, it's now in a yellow. Doesn't look very yellow, but that might be down to the fact that it's oh, can you use yellow? Let me check again. Did it say I could use yellow? So I'm going to look through there. Oh yeah, you can use yellow. So we try white, see white works. Could be because I'm on a virtual machine. Let's try that again. That's why it might be because I'm on the virtual machine. That looks a bit grey actually, but yeah. So that's the basics, about 10 or so commands there on how to navigate through and how to use the very basics of the terminal. I hope that helps. If it does, please share this video and thumbs up, and leave a comment if you think I've done something wrong, or if you like the video. That would be brilliant. It help the channel a lot because it's a new channel. I'm just getting started, so hopefully that helps you, and hopefully we'll see you in another video. Thank you very much for watching.